Well, now that you've played around with the filter to adjust the timbre of the sound, I'd like to show you how to adjust the character of the sound, the attack, the volume of the sound. What points does it get loud? What points does it start to fall off? And that's using an envelope to shape the sound the way you want to. The envelope we're going to look at here is in the bottom right-hand corner. Now, I've chosen a sound that has two different elements. We've got this sine wave element, but also a plucked piano element, because we're going to use the envelope to shape both of these aspects in a couple of different ways. And each one has its own independent envelope, you'll see as I switch back and forth between the parts. Attack is the easiest one to understand. How quick do you want to start hearing this sound? So this plucked piano is a sample. So obviously that sample has that pluck sound. It's pretty percussive. But if I change the attack time, how long it takes for us to start hearing the sound from 0 seconds to 1, well, we lose the plucked string. You just hear the vibration of the string after it's been plucked. If I want that plucked back, then I have to go down to attack right at the beginning of the sample. Decay and sustain are the next two, and they're very closely related. Let's switch over to this sine wave for that. And I'm even going to mute the piano part now. So decay is how long does it take the sound to get from the end of the attack to the sustain value. Decay is a time value. Sustain is a volume value. So when you think about it, let's skip decay and first go to sustain. When I hit a note and hold it, how loud is it going to be when I'm holding it? If I put it at maximum, it's the same as the attack. But now, if I bring this down, let's have it get to half as loud. Now the decay is going to determine how long does it take to get from here to here. Let's have it do it over the course of 2 seconds. So what I'm expecting to hear is a loud sound at first, and then it drops down to half of where it was about over 2 seconds. Interesting. I'll lower the sustain value even more. So you can hear the sound starts to fall off. You can still hear it indefinitely, as long as I'm holding the keys. It's just not as loud as it was. So the decay can make that happen over a longer period of time. And then the sustain determines how loud will it be once you're holding it. Release is, well, what happens when you release the sound. If I start release at 0, that means that the second I let go, the sound goes away. Now we've got some effects going on in there. Let's take the reverb and stuff out. We'll go here and remove that reverb. So now the second I let go, it's gone. And if I use a longer release, you hear the sound start to decay and fall away. So that lets me shape the sound exactly the way I want to. And if I need to, I can open and zoom in on the envelope and adjust those points. So now you're seeing a representation of those values. If I make a change here, it will reflect out there. So right now, that's how loud. I'll put the sustain all the way up to the top, and the decay is at 4 seconds. So the decay I expect to see 4 seconds long, and the sustain value I expect to be all the way up at the top. Let's unzoom. There it is. The decay is, well, 3 seconds. And oh, there we go. It's such a fine control in this mode. And then the sustain is all the way at the top, and then the release is how quickly it falls off there. If I bring this back and have it go straight down, my release is going to be at 0. There it is. So that's a graph representation of the values that I was just working with. If I need to zoom in and get a little more precise, I can zoom out and in and work on any piece of this that I want, or leave it on auto zoom to automatically zoom and fit the entire envelope in the screen.